Beautiful.
First game. What you saw from him?
A lot of carryover, which is good. You know, you think back 364 days ago, and where they are as compared to where we were, a lot of carryover, which is good.
He's a good linebacker because obviously you've got three guys that played a lot last year,
Correct.
and just some interesting choices in terms of where you're going to line them up. It looked like, at least initially, Sam working at strong side.
Yep.
Sam and Sam, if you will.
Sam and Mike at Mike.
That's right. I mean, obviously you got a lot of chances this spring to tweak that and look at other things, but is that just getting the most experienced guys in the field?
Well, to begin with, just the first day is always nervous for our new guys, and Curtis played quite a bit last year too. Curtis Witherspoon. So I mean, we feel like we got four with game experience. I rolled Cleat in there a little bit with the one some. Then Mike's got to keep coming. Mike Jr.'s got to keep coming. Paz is learning, and we've got bodies. We just got to make sure that between now and when we play Notre Dame, that these guys are ready to go. And that's my job as a coach. So I got the C on my chest.
Skip's talked a lot about Richard since the end of the season.
I know.
Is a guy that's put on weight, changed positions, but is really going to line. What do you like about him? What do you see him?
He's a lot like Jaquan. I think we'll see when the pads go on, and we're gonna have him for 4 years.
Right.
We had Jaquan for 1.
Right.
I'd love to have that kid for 4 years.
Right.
But he can run. He's long. He showed us on the scout team that he'll hit. He's got really good ball skills because he's been a DB. It's just a matter of learning the position and putting on a little bit of weight. If he does that, I think he's gonna be okay. I really do.
Park, when you look at the linebackers and tinkering with those guys and moving them around, how quickly do you know if they're going to be able to fill a specific role in that?
Pretty quick. I mean, I've got an idea right now, but you try not to, but it's human nature. We'll see when the pads go on, but I've got a decent idea already.
The interior line. Obviously, you have two guys that played a lot. How important is it to establish those next two guys probably beyond?
Oh, I mean, but that's college football. This ain't the NFL. We graduate. Everybody graduates kids.
Right.
And Anthony Hill's got to have a great spring. McCaskill's played. Porkchop's played. Our ends have played. But now you've got Anthony Hill's got to become what Corey Grissom was at this time last year.
Right.
Of course, Corey went as the year went. Corey became a guy. Corey's a good football player now.
Right.
After the UConn game, I was sold. He's a good football player. Anthony has to make that same maturation process that Corey had. And then you get a young guy like Chandler. He's got to come. He's got to be where Anthony was last year and give us some reps. Luke Sager's another guy that needs to do what Corey did last year and become part of who we are. And that way, hopefully, we're probably going to have to play a freshman. We'll see. We'll see how they progress. But we've got some places that have to come on our defense. If that happens, I think we're going to have a chance to be pretty decent.
Corner, it seems like you don't have the depth you want to have there right now.
Yeah, right.
But what have you seen from the guys that, obviously the known commanders are Quint and Kayvon.
Right.
After that is a big drop-off in terms of experience.
Yes.
But what do you need to see from them this spring?
Well, it's the same thing. Those guys got to grow. That's what spring's for. That's what preseason camp will be for. But the good thing about our secondary is we do have some guys that have played. We really don't have a hole on our defense anywhere except for the Sam linebacker position. And I'm not so sure Sam Barrington can't fill that role. And so our first group has played a lot of football. Now, this is about developing depth. That's what we're doing right now. That's what spring ball's for. Now, I want the older guys, we got to challenge them to make sure they keep getting better. But our directive right now is to make sure that we bring the 3s to 2s and the 4s to 3s, so that we can create some depth that we've had like we had last year.
How do you feel this year compared to last year at this time?
Well, we're a lot further along. I mean, it's after you get the first group out there, not a whole bunch of coaching going on. They're coaching themselves, which is a far cry from last year. The 2s are about where our 1s were last year at this time, and then we're coaching the heck out of the 3s right now, trying to make them 2s, getting them ready to build depth. But there's so much retention, and you look at this defense again a year from now, we're going to bring it back again. I mean, it's going to be the retention level's pretty. Once you get in this thing, year 2, year 3, year 4, then it just starts rolling. It becomes a machine, and we're not quite there yet, but I was pleased with today.
We've got time for one more if you need it. If not, you can dive in with Dante and BJ.
Mark, appreciate it.
Good.